Hello students, I hope you all are fine at your home and you are enjoying your studies. We have already covered so many chapters, almost we are completing 2 units, and today we complete 2 units, 1 unit of the map, and second, this is the second unit in which we have already covered 4 chapters. Today I am going to start the earthquake, which is chapter number 8. In this chapter we'll talking about the earthquake, their causes, their effects, their zones where it is mostly what is beneficial of the earthquakes. So we'll discuss about all the things. So now let's start earthquake. Now you heard and maybe you experienced the earthquake in your past time. Maybe that much not very destructive, but you feel some vibration at your home, or maybe you discuss about the vibration of earthquake by your parents. So what is this earthquake? So basically this earthquake is due to the displacement of plates, and we can say that it is a sudden movement or sudden vibration of the earth crust, and it is the this vibration is called the earthquake. Now if in language we see any sudden vibration or movement, what is it? Sudden means achanak, immediately. Okay, without any information we cannot assume when the earthquake will come. Okay, so it is a sudden vibration movement of a part of the earth crust. What? Earth crust caused by the natural, maybe it is natural or man-made stress. Remember, not man-made, man-made stress. It means there are some activities resulting, because of these activities the imbalance of the earth crust. That's why this may also cause, but not because of the man-made. It is man-made stress resulting in the violent tremors or the shaking, and the trembling is called the earthquake. So I hope it is clear. Suddenly in one line, if you think what is the earthquake, so it is a sudden vibration or movement of earth crust. Okay, sudden vibration and movement of the earth crust due to natural or the man-made stress. Okay, this is the earthquake. Now we know that how we measure. Maybe you have heard some in news or in some other places or in the earlier classes how we are measuring. So these are some measurement instrument. First is the seismometer or the seismograph. So it is the instrument by which we can measure the earthquake. Second one is the seismology. It is a science of earthquake. Those that study of the science, it is called seismology. Just like biology, same like if you study of the earthquake, then it is called seismology. In this earthquake is measured by a meter unit. It is called the Richter scale. It is a measuring so meter unit, not measuring unit. It is called the Richter scale. So remember these three terminologies: seismometer or seismograph, it is the instrument; seismology, it is the study of earthquake; and Richter scale, it is the measurement unit. So now maybe there is a confusion. So what the confusion, how this is occur, and you also heard some epicenter, focus, some these words. So now understand, if this is the earth crust plate. Okay, there is one plate and this is the another plate. So when these both plates are rubbing each other, so maybe there is a friction in this place. So because of this friction, maybe displacement of this plate or this friction, because of this friction the earthquake can feel in this part. So on the crust where we can feel, this is the part where we feel the earthquake, this is called epicenter. It means not that much area but exact point. Okay, okay, only a single point. Okay, just like this is a single point. So this point is called the epicenter. What is called epicenter? Epicenter means where the first earthquake feels, the main point where the earthquake starts. And just like this is the point. Okay, and when their zone is increasing, this is the point, and the earthquake is increasing. So this point is called epicenter on the earth crust. But inside the earth crust, there is a origin from where earthquake starts. Remember, inside the earth crust, from where the origin, we can say the origin from where the earthquake start, it is called focus. So just remember this difference between focus and epicenter. Focus is inside the earth crust and epicenter on the earth crust. Okay, I hope these both the things clear. And these vibration in the waves, it is called the seismic waves. Okay, it's also called the seismic wave. And in your book you also see there is one instrument, it is called the seismograph. So seismograph is just like a pendulum, and they are having some needle. If it will move on the some paper, blotting paper, so it makes some just like the heartbeat zones, in how much, just like it shows how much intensity. If it is straight, it means there is no earthquake. It may, if it is very up and down, it means what is the intensity of earthquake. So by the measuring or by the reading these graph, we can easily understand how much density of the earthquake. I already discussed, it is measured by the Richter scale. Now how this is caused? So causes of earthquakes. What are the causes of earthquakes? Basically, there are four causes: volcanic eruption, plate tectonics, folding and faulting, and anthropogenic. First of all, the volcanic eruption. Volcanic eruption, you know very well. In last chapter, we have already discussed when the volcano is erupting with a large blast. So, because of this blasting, bombarding, we can say that this near place is vibrating, and they may also cause a earthquake. Now there is also one example, the violent eruption of the Krakatoa volcano, which is in Sumatra and Java island, caused a severe earthquake. Its impact was a Cape Horn, which is in near to the Africa, generated 30 to 40 meters high tsunami. Now, if it is near to the ocean, I'm giving an example. So, it occurs in the ocean, so it also creates some tsunami. Okay, and this tsunami, which killed 36,000 peoples, which is in Java and Sumatra. I think you must have heard about this, which was happened in 26 December or 26 January. Just see in the book, it was happened, and on that time, huge destruction was happened. Okay, it is in 2004. I think 26 December 2004. Yes, 26 December 2004. Just confirm in the book. So this causes a very big eruption, that big disturbance, and it causes a tsunami. I'm not talking about the eruption, eruption of the volcano. I'm talking about the tsunami. Okay. Second reason, it is the folding and faulting. Folding and faulting, what I already told. Now there are two plates, when it is come closer, so it is maybe folding. It means if will come one above, so what will happen, it is folding. Or if it will displace, so there are some cracks, it is called faulting. Already we have discussed in last chapter what is faulting, what is folding, very easily. So there is also one example, the St. Andrews fault of California, which is an example of this faulting and folding. It was happened in 1906. When it was happened, 1906. Okay, so you can write this example also. Third one, it is the plate tectonics. The third cause, it is the plate tectonics. The plate tectonics is the same. When there are two plates, there are so many plates. Basically, the main plates which is on the earth. So these two plates are rubbing each other, and what will happen if coming closer, if displacing? So then what will happen? Definitely earthquake was occur, because the main cause of earthquake is the plate tectonics. Okay, always remember the main cause is the plate tectonic, the displacement of the plate tectonic. And the last one, it was the anthropogenic factor. Anthropogenic factor, it means the, we can say that the man-made factors. Man-made factors. Before it, let me explain one example. That a plate tectonics example, which is the Pacific Ring of Fire. Already we have discussed Pacific Ring, which is in the Southeast Asia. Basically, it is in the Philippines and Indonesia, near to North India, the boundaries of the North India. It was in 2001, severe earthquake occurred in Bhuj. If plate tectonics I'm talking about, the it was in 26 January 2001 it was occurred in Bhuj, which is in Gujarat. Okay, because of that this plate tectonics earthquake was occurred, okay, in 2001. Remember this. Next one, it is the anthropogenic. Anthropogenic means because of the man-made. Man-made, it means what? If any people is doing what? If people are doing nonsense things means they are fulfilling their requirement. It means constructing dams, demolishing the plant, the forest. Then what will happen? It creates a large burden on the earth. Basically the main cause it is of the dams. Now what will happen when there is when just like this is a river, if they want to construct a dam on this place, then what will happen? They want to dig a large area, and definitely it will construct a huge amount of construction. So because of its pressure, because of its digging, because of its excavation, the place, the crust is become weak, and because of that these causes the earthquake. And there is a very good example. It was the earthquake in 1931. It is in Greece, has been attributed on the Marathon Dam construction 1929. It was in the Greece in 1931. And there is also one incident. It is in India. It was the Koina Dam. Koina Dam, which is in Maharashtra near Satara. Okay, it is in 1962. Because of that, when it this dam was constructed, after 1 year or after 6 months, uh, uh, after 6 months, that a huge earthquake was happened in 1962. So why? Because of this anthropogenic factor. It means the human made factors. Okay, so I hope you clear these all four factors. First is volcanic eruption, second one is plate folding and faulting, third one is the plate tectonics, and fourth one the anthropogenic factor. Now next one, it is the distribution of earthquake. Just like we have seen in the volcano chapter, the distribution of the volcano same like that, because these both, the main cause is what? Where the plates are joined. So if they are getting cracks, all volcanoes there, and if there is a displacement, the earthquake is occur. So these both are the same belts. Okay, basically three belts are there, but here fourth one is also given. Now what are these belts? First one, it is the circum-Pacific belt. It is also called the convergent belt boundary. It is near about 25 km deep. Now what is the convergent? Now these are the two plates. When they both are come closer, so it is called the convergent belt. And where it is? It is in the circum-Pacific belt. Circum-Pacific belt, it means what? Circum-Pacific belt, it means near to the Pacific Ocean, where I already covered this complete area. Okay, so where does the complete Pacific Ocean? This complete Pacific Ocean is also a very highly zone for the earthquake, and it is placed on the convergent plane. Convergent means that the two plates are converging, come closer to each other. Second one, it is the mid-Atlantic belt. It is a divergent plate. Divergent plate, it means there are two plates, they are moving away from each other. So there are also some displacement in between it. So because of that, and near to 70, because there is a displacement, so now you can see there is a 70 km deep. So the earthquake, the focus is 75 kilometers in this mid-Atlantic belt, and in the Pacific belt there is a focus will be on 25 km deep. Remember, in the third one, it is the mid-continental belt. Mid-continental belt, it means near to Asia, basically the region of the Asia, and this is the India part. Okay, this Asia, this that Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, China. So in between, there are so many mountain ranges are there. So you know very well that where there is a mountain range, there is also many chances of the earthquake. Why? Because where the mountains are formed, because of the folding, because I already explained you fold mountains. There are some examples of the mountains which are Rocky Mountain, this that Caucasus Mountain, in Himalaya Mountain, in Tibet, Pamir, Tian Shan, Atlai, Siberia. These all are the reasons. Okay, so these are the mountains where you can find these earthquake zones. And the last one, it is the interplate. Interplate seismicity. It means there is some places where the some plates are very come closer, so there are very few chances here. Okay, but basically there are three, one, two, and three places are the main zones where the earthquake found. Okay, Now, consequences of earthquake. Now what is the consequences? Now what are the bad effects of the earthquake? You know very well, even without I explain, you can write very easily, but let me clear. If you remember these points, it is very easy to understand. Now first one, it is the building collapse. It is the biggest problem, or of it is the biggest destruction of the by because of this earthquake. Why? Because when the building is collapsed, because most of the people died buried inside the building, or sometimes when the peoples are coming out from the building, then what will happen in between the line? There was one incident, it is in that San Francisco. The peoples are coming out from the home, and these houses are made up of with the glass, and the glass is breaking down, and the people those that are here, they are crushed, or they are got hurt because of these glasses, and they killed. It was the incident of the San Francisco. Remember about it. So people are died because they rush coming out from their buildings. Okay. On the place of this lane, you are more safer in the house. Second one, it is the building knocked off their foundation. Sometimes their foundation is knocked out. Because of that also there is a huge destruction. And remember, because of this earthquake, basically there are two three main destruction: economy and lives. Okay, the life is means people are killed, or another one is the property is destroyed. There are two main faults, so you can write these both the things in for each point. Next one, it is the landslides. Landslides, you know very well, because most of the mountains, you know very well, when you are going in the hilly regions, these are the road, and because of the landslide, because of the earthquake, these material is coming on the road. This is called the landslide, or maybe sometimes this complete road is subducted, or it means fallen down. So this is the landslide because of the earthquake, because there is a movement of earth crust. That is why. Next one, it is the fire. Yes, nowadays we know that there is a huge construction, there is a huge dam, bridges, roads, towns, cities, railway lines, buildings, or even nowadays the gas pipelines. I think there is a constructed areas. If people is unaware, if they switch on the light, or something like that happening, so fire may caught, and because of, not because of the earthquake. Now, the main cause is the earthquake, but most of the people are died because of the fire also, because they caught in the firehouse. Okay. Next one is the loss of property. What is the loss of property? If people are losing their money, why? Because their buildings is collapse. If that roads constructed buildings the constructed buildings, roads, this whatever they economically developed, this development is completely demolished, and the property of loss, either individually, either on the government level. Next one, it is the loss of human lives. I already told you. There is also one data here, near about 15,000 people's dying every year. It means it is a huge data. Okay, because of this earthquake. So you may also know what are the precautions by this earthquake. You know very well, you have to come out in a ground. You have to hide you with some hard materials your head. These all are some measures. Okay. Next one, it is a flash flood. Now you think that's a why flood is coming, but now remember what will happen. There is a dam. The huge water is there. If dam, because of the earthquake, this dam is destructed. These water start spreading all over the area, and it is called the flash flood. Flash flood. It means what? Immediately the water is flooded in that area. So what will happen? The This is the dam, the area which is located here, the villages, the city, completely flooded with this water. So it is the flash floods. Next one, it is the tsunami. Tsunami, you know very very well. If these earthquakes happen in the ocean bed, so what will happen? The waves are coming, and these ocean waves are very high. It means very high tides, very high waves. Okay, these high waves, it is called the tsunami. So when the earthquake happen in the ocean or in the sea, then what will happen? It causes a very high waves, and these high waves, it is called tsunamis. Okay, this is seismic waves. Next one, There's also one example I already told you about the tsunami. It was 2004. It is in the Sumatra Java island. Okay, the way so many people are died in this destruction. Next one, it is the rise in subsidence of the ground substance. The same thing. Either because of this earthquake, the land is up lifted or either down lifted. It is the rise or subsidence of the ground surface. So the land surface also changes. Okay, because of that landslides happen. The land structures are changed. Sorry. So I hope you clear this point also. The last one, the second last one, it is the constructive effect. Now you think that, sir, all the things because of this earthquake is bad. So what are the benefits of this earthquake? Yes, maybe this is harmful for the human beings, for the nature, but by naturally this is the constructive, because in the earthquake it balances its weight, it balances its structure. Okay, so that's why if I'm talking about naturally, it is the beneficial. If I'm talking about the manually or by the from the main side, it is destructive. For ourselves it is destructive, but for the nature it is good. Okay, now what happened? Geysers or hot springs are opening now because of this cracks. Fissures means the opening. Okay, opening started because of that. The hot water springs are started, geysers are started. Second one, it is the landforms. There are some landforms are stuck. Their landforms are formed. The highlands, plateaus also formed. The mountains also formed because of that. The bay is formed by which the coastal submerged. Now what will happen? The coastal areas, it is submerged into water, then it becomes a bay. So these are the two constructive effect of earthquake. Geyser and hot springs formed, and some landforms are also formed. Last point, it is the earthquake forecasting. Now, this is still now it is impossible to assume when earthquake will come. Forecasting means the assuming the earthquake. Okay, when the earth, just like the forecasting of the weather forecasting, it means when the rain will come, when the wind the storm will come, just like that. Same like that earthquake. But still now or till now it is impossible to find out when earthquake will come. But by some scientists or by some observers, by some psychologists, it is observed in some observation seen, it is in the animals. You also heard when the dogs are barking, you can find that the may earthquake may fall. Okay, but some Chinese seismologists also provide some animal behavior because of this animal behavior. Now what is animal behavior? Just like cattle refuse to enter corals, ducks refuse to enter water, snakes come out of the hibernation, fishes start jumping out of the water. So these all are the animal behavior. So by this looking these animal behaviors, we can assume, we cannot find definitely tell earthquake will happen, but we can assume earthquake may come or earth may uh, can cause. Okay, so these are only assumptions. No, not we can definitely tell the earthquake will come. So this is all about the earthquake. It's a very simple chapter. Only you have to remember this key point, because if you are going through this chapter you will confuse. So basic things you have to remember, key points you have to remember. Then it is very, you have to remember some examples. I hope within this lecture you learn also this chapter. So I hope you learn, you understand this chapter. Still you are having any problem, dikkat, pareshani, duvidha, shankar, trouble, whatever you are, you can ask in comments. I will try to answer. But enjoy your study, obey your parents, obey your teachers, and just enjoy. Don't take tension. Okay, everything will be fine, everything will be good if you think good. Okay, next time we will meet. Have a nice time. Thank you.